I've had like Snapchat since like 8th grade maybe, and I've had Instagram since probably 5th or 6th grade.
Melissa Quinn, Avery Symes, and Priscilla Bartelheim, all in their late teens and early 20s, don't know life without social media. In fact, it's the main way they communicate.
People use social media as their second phone number. I'm not giving you my phone number if I just met you. I'm giving you my Instagram or my Snapchat.
And certain features make connecting with friends and strangers almost effortless.
Quick Add on Snapchat is a function in the top right-hand corner of the app that allows you to connect with either mutuals of the friends that you've already had on Snapchat or people that are farther out.
I would say it's probably the most direct way you could get in touch with strangers. I just pulled it up just to double check, and I have access to who added me and my quick add, which is just this long list of just strangers.
And it can be through these casual connections that young users are finding drugs, even if they weren't looking for them.
The way you find out that they're selling drugs is usually just they post it on their story. Sometimes they would just DM everyone and just be like, hey, I have this deal going on. It's a special deal. Hit me up if you want it.
In the area that I live in now, it's easier to find drugs through hashtags on Instagram. You can find dealers or plugs through there, and they'll post what they sell online.
Did you hear that word, plug? That's the emoji to know when it comes to drugs and social media.
It's like drug dealer. It's like synonymous. Electric plug doesn't get flagged, whereas if you say, I'm a plug, it'll get flagged.
In these screen records sent to NBC News, you can see how easy it is to pull up options on Instagram by searching hashtags, then move to Snap, where you can correspond with the drug dealer via the app's disappearing messages.
Social media right now is playing a huge role in drug distribution.
A 2019 European report found that nearly 3 in 4 young people surveyed said they'd seen illegal drugs for sale on social media. And the DEA says it seized more counterfeit pills in the first 3 months of 2021 than it did in all of 2019.
Buying drugs and using drugs has become so easy because we have really Uberized the drug trafficking distribution.
In a statement, Instagram says it does not allow the sale of illicit drugs and that the platform removes 96% of violating drug content before people report it. And Snap tells NBC News that it strictly prohibits using Snapchat for drug transactions and has been using machine learning to identify certain drug images or terms to block them, telling us it's increased the number of terms on its block list by over 130% in the past month.
Does it seem like that's working based on what you see online, or do you see a lot of that?
Definitely not. You're going to see it.
What do you wish your parents would have said to you that you would have actually listened to?
My dad is a baby boomer and my mom is a Gen X. They didn't grow up with the internet. I think even just having a conversation where the parent can admit, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's figure it out together.
That's the really important thing here. Keep the conversation going with your kids about social media. If there's one thing these kids stressed, the whole internet safety talk needs to go beyond just don't talk to strangers, because there are a lot of ways to interact with strangers, even if you're not actually talking.
So, Savannah, there's some folks who may not want to hear this, parents who want to ban social media entirely, but that's really not the answer. So what steps can parents take to start that conversation about online safety?
It's really not the answer, Al. That's right. They actually said that would just make them find other ways. So they say, take your time to talk to your kids. Here's a couple keywords that you can use with them. Quick Add, that's that feature on Snap, or the People You May Know feature on Instagram. And tell them not to add anyone that they don't know. And they should also know that it's okay for them to block strangers who have added them. Tell them it's not mean, it's the right thing to do. And they should also check the settings on what's called their Snap Map. Now, that can actually show their followers their exact location, making it easier for drug dealers to target them. Now, Snapchat stresses that it's a very much an opt-in feature. So if your child's turned it on, make sure it's restricted to just their friends, or ask them to shut that off entirely.
Hey, Savannah, what about just actually taking your kid's phone and taking a look at, what's on there?
I think that that's a really good question, because one of the big things here is that a lot of parents just can't really understand how these apps work. So rather than it being taking it away as a punishment, I had to charge my phone in the kitchen and that was okay. But rather than it feeling like it's because you need to be restricted, I think if you do it in a way that's you're actually trying to understand how these apps work so that you can talk to them about it, that can go a long, long way.
All right,
Great advice.
So much to think about.
Thanks so much, Savannah.
That was good.
But she raised a good point. Like it's like you're playing whack-a-mole.
Yep.
Like
Oh my God.
You figure out, how to stop them from doing it one way, then all of a sudden they create new jargon.
You almost have to,
They're ready
you don't want to scare them, but you want them to understand the danger of it so that they can make the decision on their own, because you can't be there all of the time,
Right.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.